He wouldn't say that it was right, but he also wouldn't say it was wrong. And he just kept saying that's not how he would have done it. And
Guys, they're still feeding this feeder.
I know, they just eat randomly and then they'll come back to it. Guys, why are we all... Oh, wow. You can still fit up in the feeder. Y'all are spoil rotten. Goofy little pigs. So I open it. It is a brief, like, 2-line message from his office staff, the spine surgeon's office staff, saying, "Hey guys, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. It is a really beautiful day today. We've been home for a few days now from our trip to Baltimore. So life goes on, obviously. We have been back at work and trying to, just wait on results, which is probably one of the most frustrating parts of anything, is the sitting and waiting. We did get a little bit of news back, so we're going to fill you in on that in just a little bit. But also, we've got to take care of these animals because they're hungry, if you can't tell. They're all screaming at me right now. Also, I apologize if I'm a little stuffy. I did get sick about a couple days after we got back. I started coming down with something, and I'll tell you more about that also in just a little while. But let's go feed these animals. The girls have already been taking care of Hulk, but we're gonna go take care of everybody else that's yelling right now. Well, who you got?
Oh.
You got Cole. Sweet, sweet Cole. Precious, precious. Yay. Good job, Cole. Hulk over here was the loudest of all of them, so we figured we'd take care of him first. Having trouble? Oh, look at you, strong girl. Yep, she's got him taken care of. So now that one's not yelling at us anymore, let's go down here to these guys, because look who's being impatient.
Before you started the video, you were just like, give me food.
Hulk was hollering at you? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I will say, Short Stack has probably been the most vocal donkey for about a week now. I don't know what's gotten into him, but he has been so noisy. You want to go to, this bin. Do you want me to do it? All right, hey, Izzy, fill the emu feeders. You do some of these, okay? The girls are both wanting to help today, so, you trying to get them distracted? So Izzy's gonna do the emu feeders and Abby's gonna feed the horses and donkeys because Izzy fed Hulk. Good job, Iz. Yep, grab another bucket and do the other do 2 more feeders because we got 4 emus who also have not been laying yet. We have been back out in the pasture. Kevin and I walked it a few days ago. Sadly, still no eggs. So don't really know what's going on. I don't know. But hopefully they will start laying this winter, because otherwise, like I said, we are going to have to make some changes because they are very expensive animals to feed. All right, Abby's turn. Hey guys, are we hungry?
Waffles got some.
Just make sure you don't get in your face, okay?
Look, Waffles got some that I spilled.
Oh, his Waffles cleaning up. Good job. Oh, there we go. And this girl right here, she is still very pregnant. Hey, baby doll. Look how wide this horse is. I mean, you see how tall she is, right? I mean, not very. And she's nearly as wide as she is tall. And she just keeps getting wider, but she can run. She can still gallop across the pasture. It cracks me up to see her running, though, because it's like she's got a bowling ball in her belly. Hey, Daisy. But all these guys are doing really, really great. We got Miss Spice over here, who doesn't really let a lot of people around her, but she's finally coexisting pretty peacefully. And there's Pancakes. She has definitely filled out well, and you can tell that they've been enjoying that hay bale because they are all covered in hay. And there's Mr. Precious. He is so sweet. And he's actually been enjoying the fact that we've had less of a winter so far than typical. Because, I mean, up until the last day or so, I mean, we've been having temps in the 60s a lot of times. And that's not typical January weather for us, but better for his joints anyway. And there's Short Stack, who's been our kind of obnoxious one here lately. He's cute, but he's a stinker. And then there's Comet, who is just like a baby doll. He's so sweet. And Waffles, our old man. Hey, y'all be nice to each other, please. And then these crazy emus. Nosy as all get out. But they're funny to watch. They really are. I know, they just eat randomly and then they'll come back to it. All right, well, let's go over to the goat pen. They are all waiting not so patiently. Okay, well, we forgot to hit the start button, so working on getting a couple more scoops of feed down here to these goats and sheep and other creatures that are inhabiting this pen. Rascal. Fence is still on, so I didn't want the girls to do that because I didn't want them to get shocked, because I actually accidentally touched it the other day and wow, does it give off a zap. There's Colton. He's gotten big. But yeah, they're all, hey, good job, guys. Y'all are staying out of the feeder. And grain is their supplement. Grain is not their primary food. We do have to put another hay bale out here because they've kind of a little demolished the one that we had.
What was in the other one? Was in this one?
Well, let's see. We've got Buggy and Belle here, the two mini zebus. They're still adorable. And they've gotten fairly friendly, honestly. And Sheepy, she is just her coat is so thick. She comes back whiter and whiter every year. Every year that her wool comes back, it comes back lighter, which is kind of crazy to me.
Look at Sheepy and then look at Caramel.
Oh, I know. Caramel is tiny. And Jessie gave me a scare last week because I came out here to the pen and I had seen Blizzard knock something down. Well, then I see Jessie laying on her side and her feet are up in the air and I'm like, oh no, something's happened to her. And that made me sad because she's a really sweet goat. Turns out he apparently knocked the wind out of her. I go in there to go check on her and she hops up and runs to go to the feed. So she terrified me, but she's doing well, but she's got a lot of gray on her. Oh, look at Miss Cicely. Look at those sides. She is bulging. She'll be having a baby at some point. Guys, why are we all... Oh, wow. You can still fit up in the feeder. Moonspot Boy can still fit up in the feeder. Probably the only one that can. I don't know why y'all are on top of each other. Seriously. There's plenty of feed everywhere. And then there's Miss Maple, the mini horse. She's doing good. And so is Spock, who's over here cleaning up feed. Spock is just such a little gentle giant too, because like Caramel jumped down and he stepped back. He's precious. And I don't know if you can see Rose over here or not. She is huge. Still very, very pregnant. Her sides are moving with every... Hey, quit being grumpy. She's gotten pretty grumpy here lately too. But her sides are moving a lot here lately. And Rascal. Rascal has not been real nice here lately, so we're trying to decide his fate on the farm, honestly. There we go. All right, guys. Y'all are crazy. All right, well, let's run over to the little pig pen and go see how those guys are doing. I want to show you how much they are growing because it really amazed me when we got back to see the difference that new feed has made in them. So y'all know that all of our animals are pretty well spoiled, right? Well, let me show you why. Reason 1, reason 2. Show them how you spoil these pigs. They get excited when the girls come over here for one reason. They pull grass. They literally sit here and pull grass to give them a treat. They have their feeder over there. They have their little pit. Oh my word, y'all are silly. See how big these girls are though. They are huge. Peggy and Delaware have really been putting on some weight. And they love it when the girls come out to visit them because they always pull grass for them, always spoil them. And they absolutely love it. Yeah, and see, they've gotten to where they don't mind being petted because of how much time and everything the girls have spent with them. Oh, she did not know what Cole was, but she thought he was something to play with, and he did not like it. Well, Delaware, is that what you think about that? Is that what you think about that?
It's like, this is my grass.
Wow. Y'all are spoil rotten.
What do you think?
Goofy little pigs. Yes, you are goofy little pigs. So goofy. Well, while they're enjoying their treat, let's run over and see the cows. That way they can use it on both sides. What are you doing? Here, why don't I help with this part? Because this one is one that's... Guys, there is food in this trough. Bob, come on. And jerseys are as sweet as ever. And then you've got Joe and Miss Thing. Tubby, there's plenty of feed here. Hey, y'all quit being mean to Tubby. Bobby, there's plenty of feed. Kevin already said he was probably going to build them a feed trough. Come on, Nova. Nova, come on, baby. She's following Izzy. She won't actually listen to me. Yeah, Iz, you may have to dump her a pile by the gate.
Oh, Tubby, go eat her feed, buddy. Come on, Tubby.
Hey, come on, Tubby.
He's like, no, I got feed right here.
Right here, guys.
Okay, well, snack later.
Yeah, snack later. Yeah, Tubby's holding his ground. Yeah, Miss Thing is mostly settled down. She's still not friendly though. That's the thing, trouble with her. So, not real sure long term for her, but we'll see. And Mr. Tubby, he's permanent fixture for sure, just like the jerseys and Joe. To be so huge, he's really a very gentle cow. He's very, very calm, and he just is gangly and gets excited whenever it's feeding time. So we do tell the girls to watch out. Like I said, not because he's mean, but because he is wild at feeding time. He's definitely gaining some weight though. So that's a good thing since he is our steer. Well, since these guys are finishing up their meal, I'm gonna wait till Kevin gets off, and then we're gonna tell you the latest developments in the whole medical journey deal. It's been a really slow process getting any answers and test results back and all that good stuff, and I'm assuming it will continue to be that way. But we're gonna fill you in as we get updates, so I've got a little bit of one that we're fixing to show you here.
Okay, so here we are for another update. Now, I just want to tell you, we don't want to beat a dead horse, but many of y'all are asking for updates, and so we're having to continue to give you these updates as we get them because we're not getting all these results at the same time. So don't think that this is going to be the future of our channel where all it is about medical stuff. Eventually, we will get some answers, and if y'all weren't always asking, we probably wouldn't focus so much on making sure to fill y'all in, but we appreciate y'all's concerns and prayers and know a lot of y'all are curious where things are at. So. Yeah. This is where we're at right now. We still don't have all the answers, but we have a few more. So we told you before that the spine neurosurgeon didn't like the MRI from Oklahoma City that we got, and he wanted x-rays done. So that's where we're going to pick this up now and let you know what's going on with that.
Yeah, so as soon as we got back, the day we left Baltimore, it was just rush. Otherwise, I probably would have been calling before we ever left the city, just to figure out how I could get that stuff done in Arkansas. But the very next day, I got up. He had to go into work that morning. So started making phone calls, and first thing I called was to the hospital where I like to get all my imaging done because they're quick, they're efficient, and they post a MyChart. And once again, they said, no, we cannot take orders from an out-of-state doctor. We have to have them by a doctor who is affiliated with us. So I was like, okay.
We were hoping maybe since it was just an x-ray they would take it, but even with just an x-ray they would not. So
I called my PCP's office and I was like, hey, I know y'all did this for me before. Would you please have him, rewrite this? I can bring you the orders by in just a little bit, all that good stuff. The nurse calls me back within about 30 minutes and is like, hey, he would be happy to do that, but he's out for 2 weeks. And I don't know if any of the other providers would be willing to do that without seeing you. And I'm like, okay. But she said that the nurse practitioner, who actually I used to work with some, and I've seen her a few times, and the girls have seen her some for a few things. She was like, she could get you in this afternoon. I was like, cool. All right, let me see her. So I go in and I'm seeing her. She already kind of knows my medical stuff a little bit. And I was telling her what I needed, and she was like, she just kind of paused for a minute, and she's like, so you want to go to this hospital? And I was like, yeah. I was like, y'all can't do these here, can you? And she's like, that's what I was just wondering. She's like, hang on, let me go check. So she went and checked with their x-ray tech, and who's worked there a really, really long time. She's very, very good. And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And she told me, she's like, yeah, we can get them done right now. She's like, I'll upload them to a disk for you so you can put them on, your system that you need to, and then we'll send them off for a report, and that may take a day or two, but I'll call you as soon as I get it back. I was like, cool, that's great. That meant I didn't have to schedule an extra appointment and wait on them to verify insurance benefits and then call me and it be like next week or, something like that. And so went in there and she was like, yeah, she's like, I don't get to do very many of these, but I do know how to do it. And she was very skilled. She, positioned everything a certain way. And she's like, man, you do not have much neck motion. I was like, I know. And she's like, it's going to work. I got dizzy, really dizzy doing that. And then like two hours later, it was like insane. But she uploaded it to a disk for me. And then as soon as I got home, he'd already gotten home because this was like late afternoon, about the time he was getting off work.
Yeah.
And uploaded those to the online system for Johns Hopkins. And at that point, it's just waiting. And then we left a note in there, hey, the radiology report will be ready as soon as they give it to me. So, like I said, just a waiting game at that point. The next day, it was kind of mid-afternoon, I guess, that I got a thing in my chart saying that there was a radiology report ready for me. And I was like, okay. Well, I guess since they just saw the images, they just shipped it off to their people to look at. So I open it up, and it is the smallest report I think I've ever seen, which, flexion extension x-ray, I don't expect much because, it took a lot of imaging to be able to see the little bitty things that the MRI report showed. But I didn't expect it to only say, no abnormalities found. It was like 2 lines total.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, that kind of tracks with, the feeling we got. Probably an hour later, the nurse practitioner calls me herself, which, like I said, she's really great. And
the one that did the x-ray.
Yeah, the one that actually did the x-ray. And she said, she was like, okay, she's like, I've got your report here. She's like, I was going to read it to you and then, see how you wanted to come get it or if you want me to mail it to you. And she said it showed no macro instability, but it can't rule out micro instability. And it mentioned how guarded my movement was and how there was possible like muscle involvement, muscle guarding, all that good stuff. Like it was a lot more detailed than what theirs was. So like I said, I already kind of had a sense of, where this was headed, but I thanked her for that, and I just had her mail it to me because I was like, at this point, you know, they've already had their people read it. I doubt that's going to make any difference. We had seen him on Tuesday, and they had told me at that time that he only saw patients on Tuesday. So I was like, well, we'll probably be waiting till Tuesday to hear anything back. So I wasn't really pushing any kind of issue on, you know, calling them or anything like that, because, I mean, what's the point? You don't want to bug somebody to where they really don't want to call you back either.
Yeah.
So Monday, which, I mean, mind you, they're on, you know, Eastern time, we're Central. But Monday, I had just gotten to work and I had a notice pop up that I had a new message in my chart. And I was like, okay, you know, what's that? So I open it. It is a brief, like, 2-line message from his office staff, the spine surgeon's office staff, saying x-ray looked fine. He said no need for surgical management at this time, continue with non-surgical management, PT, and lifestyle modifications. That was it.
Yeah. So basically he's like, it's time to see other people.
Yeah.
No longer with us. So that's kind of where we were at. It's just like, we didn't really expect it to go any farther, but
No.
all the others have been really good, at least to call and let you know. And so
Yeah.
just to have that short little note there, I'm like, not even a phone call to be like, hey, sorry, but this is what we were ranking. It's just like, not going to do surgery, so figure it out.
Yeah. And I mean, I've said it before many times, and I told him and his fellow that worked with him that PT doesn't help. PT makes me worse. I can, you know, I do what I can as I can, but even work wears me out, or just normal daily things. So I have to be careful to add anything onto that, so I don't, you know, throw myself into a major attack or something like that.
I can tell you this, the days that she goes to work and comes home, she is spent. I mean, she's a lot worse then, but
Yeah.
unfortunately we have bills, so
Yeah. Yeah.
she continues on.
Yeah, and I mean, I still don't want to complain about that too much, because, like, I mean, yes, it's hard, and yes, it hurts, and I feel horrible, but, I mean, right now it could be a lot worse. I mean, in my profession, the job that I have right now, it's the easier of any of the options.
Plus, they've been working with you too.
Yes.
And that's the other thing. If it ever got to the point where they weren't willing to do that, she actually, for what her actual job description is and what it calls for, she can't do that.
No.
She doesn't meet that. But they're working with her on the types of patients and stuff like that she sees, so that she's able to continue to work. And we're very appreciative of that, because if not, like I said, I don't know what we would do. But
in the meantime, you know, all this, you know, dealing with all this and everything, we flew back from Baltimore. I don't know if you paid attention to the pictures that we'd posted of the whole trip. On the way up there, I wore a mask, because the last time we had flown, a few years back, we both got extremely sick, and we were kind of miserable for our entire vacation that we'd taken.
It basically turned our vacation into quarantine at the end of it.
Yeah, if that explains anything.
Yes.
But I was like, I don't want to take any chances. I've got a test 2 days after that. Usually 2 days after is, if I'm going to get sick, that's when it's going to hit. So I wore a mask on the plane. And, I mean, not fun, not comfortable, you know. This time of year, planes are hot. All the body heat and everything. So, but I didn't get sick. On the way back, we'd already had to wear masks in the hospital some, and I was like, I need to breathe. I'm not wearing a mask. Worst mistake I could have made. Maybe. And that's the part that's up for debate. Because I woke up 2 days after we got back, and my throat was sore. And I was like, well, I mean, it can be allergies, because we're back around all of the normal allergens. I mean, it had turned 60 degrees here.
Yes.
And then that evening, I was fine. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't breathe. And he was like, where did your voice go? I was like, I don't know. Next day, it was like, I've got to go to urgent care. Something's not right. My throat feels like razor blades. And strep throat and some unknown virus causing a massive ear infection and whatever. So for a few days, I mean, I told you in a couple of videos back that, you know, with Chiari, everything hits a little bit harder. So I don't know if it was a cold. I don't know if it's a flu. I don't know if it was something else. They tested for everything, but it was negative, but it could have been early. I actually laid down and took naps, and that's really not normal, even with a cold for me. But I felt horrible. And so, yeah, and I did talk to the nurse, and I was like, yeah, I didn't wear a mask. And she's like, honestly, she said, as bad as everything is right now, all the viruses circulating, everything, she said, it might not have even made you a difference. I was like, yeah, but the thought that it could have is what bothered me. But, yeah, so I wound up sick, and then
I don't know if we've talked about this before or not, but Kimberly is not a selfish person, and she loves to share. So
not intentionally.
Yeah. So she shared it with me. I did not get anything like her. I just had a little bit of congestion stuff and a little bit of sore throat from drainage, but I didn't have to go get on medicine or anything like that. And
yeah,
I'm better now. Like I said, I was nothing like her, as bad as she was. But
so they put me on antibiotics that day, and by Monday, I was cleared to go back to work, do all that stuff, because, I hadn't been back to work for 3 weeks at that point.
Yeah.
So definitely needed to get back to work.
And the thing about being a contract employee, if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yeah, because I don't have time off.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But now, everything's back to normal. Just the thing I hate most about everything being so specialized is that you have to wait on this person, and then this person, and then this person. And after we left the second appointment while we were in Baltimore, I had sent an email to the original neurosurgeon, the Chiari neurosurgeon's PA.
The one who's been so great.
Yes.
And has always called and been very helpful.
Yes. And it said whenever I submitted it, it could be up to 10 days for a response, which I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to push that until we hear back from the other doctor, the interventional radiologist from the CT.
Because we had the CT the day that we left, and we still haven't got the results on that.
Yeah, I did call to be like, hey, it hasn't hit my chart, and it's been like 3 days. And she was like, okay, well, give them till sometime next week, and, we'll see, and if you don't hear back, then call us again.
Now,
so
when you did talk to them, they did call back and say that they had them now, but that the main doctor that we went to see was not going to call you with them, that they would have somebody call you with the results next week. We'll call you with the results, but they said that person's out till next week. So
yeah,
he was there and could look at them to let us know, but I guess we weren't worth his time.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to see how that turns out. It's, like I said, a waiting game, but I'm not going to bother the PA again. Not going to try to call her, try to get back with her until I hear that, because, what's the point when you've got to check off all the other steps first? Correct.
Yeah, because if this other test shows something, then that could change the whole course of action. So it's a hurry up and wait game.
Yeah, and I'm not always that patient. I guess have been, but now it's to the point where I feel like hopefully we're getting closer to knowing at least something. So now it's like I'm ready to know.
Yes.
Because it's been so long that we've been waiting on this.
Well, the fact that we're knocking out people.
Yes.
Like all the stuff that they thought that might be contributed to it, they're ruling that, whether we agree with it or not, they're ruling that out.
Yes.
Which is going to pretty much make us go full circle back to where we started, which is where we want to get back to, because they seem to be the most caring and concerned.
Yeah, and they actually seem like they have a half a clue about, kind of what I'm dealing with.
They at least have a game plan of next steps where others have not. It's just like, okay, we can't fix you, so go to therapy and get on meds.
Yeah, no.
Which I'm like, if that's all we were trying to do, then we could have done that here in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And we've also had a lot of comments, and we appreciate them saying, oh, go try this doctor, this doctor, this doctor. The problem with that is this pretty much was a long shot. It's pretty much depleted any funds we have available. We don't just have endless money to be bouncing between hospital and hospital. And so we're gonna give them a shot to get everything done before we try to even think about something else. Because like I said, it's a whole battle of figuring out is our insurance going to cover it, and then covering travel costs and all that to get there, because it's a lot whenever you're having to go out of state, especially that far for appointments. I mean, like I said, each trip cost us several thousands of dollars just in travel, hotel, food, and then the doctor's appointments themselves, because insurance is covering part, but we still have our share too. So it's not like we just can jump up and go anywhere. So we're not ignoring y'all that are making those suggestions. It's just that we're not to the point yet that we want to start this whole process over and then end up in the exact same spot, when if we ride this out a little bit longer, we might be able to figure out, are they going to be able to do something or are they not? So we appreciate all the suggestions and all, but that's part of why we can't just take them, because we just can't.
Well, and the other part of that is that Chiari is such a specialized diagnosis that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of neurosurgeons don't know a whole lot about, or they know this much, but they don't know the whole picture or all the contributing factors or anything like that.
And then some will say they do know and they really don't.
Yeah. So that's why I'm very, very picky, and that's why I had a whole list of names that I had found through a long time of research, actually. And I narrowed it down to, I'd actually narrowed it down to 2 places, and then Johns Hopkins is what kept coming up, and a lot of their research is kind of more, I guess, cutting edge, and they actually have a Chiari Institute and all that kind of stuff that specializes in this, and they have multiple doctors there who only focus on Chiari. Like the first neurosurgeon, that's all he focuses on. He doesn't treat any of the other disorders or
that's
diagnoses.
That's why we're having to go around to all these other doctors.
Yeah, but like I said, I can appreciate that after everything we've been through, even though it can be frustrating at times to have to wait on the others. I mean, at least we know, that the first one is, truly a specialist in that field. And it's not like he just does, 1 or 2 or 3 surgeries a year, or, I've done a bunch of these on kids, in the past, like my previous surgeon. It's, he does a lot of these surgeries. So he's seen a lot of this, and he knows the ins and outs. And I mean, the comments that he made on my reports and that kind of thing, I mean, shows that he knows what he's talking about. So,
plus, a lot of these hospitals y'all have recommended may be really good for what they're known for, or for neuroscience stuff, but they may not have a specialty in Chiari, and so that's the other thing too. Because, like I said, we want to make sure that what we're doing has the most probable outcome of having something good come from it, rather than just hitting up all these places. Like I said, there's been some very renowned hospitals and stuff that y'all have recommended, but then whenever you get to looking, they don't really have a specialty so much in Chiari. They may have a good neuroscience program or something like that, but not Chiari itself. And that's what we've mainly been dealing with. Like I said, the last thing we want to deal with is somebody who says they know, but then don't. Because like I said, if they've only done a couple of these surgeries a year, it may not be the best choice. And also, sometimes whenever they hear that somebody else has already operated them and it's a chance that it was messed up, they're not really going to come running to fix it. And that's where, on this one, they're the first ones to not just try to say that, everything was fine and you're good. Because like I said, we did see another neurosurgeon before this here in Arkansas, and he basically, like I said, he wouldn't say that it was right, but he also wouldn't say it was wrong. And he just kept saying that's not how he would have done it. And I'm just like, it's basically saying the way they harp, because everybody is harped on the way hers was done and stuff. And they're just, so that makes me think that it wasn't right. But like I said, just putting your hand on it that it's exactly wrong is not. But the main thing is trying to find somebody who is willing to go in there and fix another person's mess up.
Like I said, if I could have done this all over again, if I knew then what I know now, definitely would not have let that person touch me. But I mean, it is what it is.
And we also would have gotten probably multiple opinions before they ever started. But like I said, whenever they tell a good spiel, I mean, you want to believe them.
And I mean,
like I said, some of the facts did not come out till after the fact, after he'd already done the damage.
But now it's correcting that, and
trying to get better.
Trying to focus on moving forward and hopefully at least getting to a better quality of life at this point.
So, that's to say this. It's not going to be always doom and gloom. So
No.
if you can just stick this out, like I said, a lot of y'all who've been with us for a while have been on this whole journey with us of the issues, are really wanting to know, and that's the main thing, is keeping y'all up to date. That's why we try to on these. It's not just a full video about this. We're trying to throw some other stuff in there because some people may not care a thing in the world about this. And if that's the case, they can watch the lovely farm stuff that they enjoy and skim over this. And then some of y'all are really invested in this, and that's what we want to keep you updated. But like I said, we just really appreciate all of y'all's love and support, all the prayers, because they've been very helpful, and all the encouraging words. Like I said, everybody's been very nice and supportive in this, and we really appreciate that, and all the suggestions and stuff. But like I said, we've got some big things coming here on the farm that we haven't quite shared yet, and looking forward to that. That'll be coming up very soon, but we're just trying to get these medical updates done as we get them so that y'all know what's going on, because we don't want to be y'all be wondering what's going on, and all of a sudden everything changed and then something completely different. You're like, what? I didn't have a clue. So as we are getting results, we're letting y'all know. And videos have been kind of all over the place because between work, doctor's appointments, and everything, the weather, it's been kind of hard to get back on our normal routine. But we're going to work on that too. It's just a matter of time and getting there. But I think that's going to be where we leave this one today. Hopefully we'll either have the other update for you very soon, if they will call with those results, so that we know where we're going. And if not, then maybe we'll have some exciting news to share with y'all. But either way, that's where we're going to end this one for today. We appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time on Grounds Family Farm. Bye.
Bye, guys.